Hey guys, Ponce here, and for my first video of 2015, I thought I'd do a quick little thing here about everyone's favorite tactic, split pushing one more time. So those of you guys who've been around probably remember a video or two that I've made about this topic in the past, and the fact that I'm not exactly the biggest fan of split pushing in the world. I recognize it has its place in the game, but I think it's overused, and people basically don't know how to use it very well, and it costs people a lot of games when it really, really shouldn't. Um, what this thing we have here in the background is this is actually going to come from my live stream a little while back. While I was playing, I realized this could, we could use this as a sort of an instructional sort of thing. So I cut a little clip out, and we're going to play it, yeah, while I record again. Now, it's going to be muted because there's live stream music in the background, and YouTube gets pissed off when there's that. But, yeah, I'm just going to play the clip for a little bit here. So nothing too important is happening so far. Just kind of a little back and forth poke, and I'm gonna pause the clip here just to say, in a second here, Shaco is going to appear on the map, and the game is pretty close. Like the score is close-ish. I think the CS wasn't too far off, and like we're one dragon apiece or something like that. So it's a relatively close game, and for the most part, actually the strongest person on the team actually at this point was Shaco, and he's going to show up to try and split push. Mistake number one. He's like basically holding their team together, and he tries to go off and do something on his own. So in a second here, Shaco appears on the map right there. At this point, I was actually looking at the mini-map at the time, so I see this immediately. Like, I go into action right away, and that's the important part about how to tear a split-pushing strategy apart and just kind of really throw it back at them. So as you see, I start moving up immediately, like this. He kind of backs off a bit, and I've already pinged. See, I pinged my team, so they know what I'm doing. I'm hoping that they've seen the Shaco, so they know exactly my plan. But I mean, when I go in and I ping, they're probably eager for a fight because, like I said, we're not exactly losing. It's even-ish, but it looks like we're winning by a fair margin, even though it's a lot actually closer than the kill score there would indicate. So I go in immediately. This is pretty crazy stuff. Like I'm right in the middle of all of them here because of the rek'sai vision thing. I can't really see them, but at this point we split the Cho'Gath off right there. So either this team can back off and like let Cho'Gath die, but more likely than not, since he's the tank and is going to survive for a little while, they're going to kind of think, oh no, we can go in on this. Leona's there, and odds are, just because of how people think, bloodlust is going to get to someone. A fight's going to chain out. It just takes one person to extra to kind of fall in on this, and then we have a 4v5 brawl on our hands here. Because again, Shaco is still over here, and so he hasn't really accomplished anything. He hasn't even made it to this tower here that he's trying to split push to, because again, decisive action. And if you sit around and let the split push kind of push you around, it's going to work. But I'm just saying, no, screw you to that, and I'm going straight in. Now, you can see I'm going to die pretty much right away here. But the thing is, the only thing I wanted was to start the fight. Again, sort of time was of the essence here. And not only that, I've soaked up a whole bunch of their abilities. I believe Cho'Gath used his Scream. He used his ult on me. Leona used a bunch of CC stuff on me. Zed wasted a couple abilities, but did save his ult. So goodbye Zed to see that was necessary. But again, all I'm trying to do is start a 4v5 brawl here with their strongest member off split pushing. Or reasons well, not reasons unknown. I know why he's doing it, but I suppose he didn't expect me to be able to, as a rek'sai, immediately just jump into their team like that. So, I mean, to an extent, it's contingent on the fact that you have a good initiator on your team. Again, I was able to close distance pretty quick. Also, they were slightly out of position because they got too close. But again, that's all it really takes. Is a couple of people to be slightly out of position, and I can force a fight like this. So, oh, one other thing I should probably mention, since I already said I do die immediately because I didn't build tank, I probably should have been building slightly more tanky this game, but it was just kind of a whatever game, so that's fine. This would have been not a lot more successful, but somewhat more successful if I had actually built tank and lived through this burst here. But you see, I go down. There's a good fight here. We have a Fizz and Yasuo, who are both quite strong. So Fizz on his own just kind of shreds what's left of their backline here and sends that person packing. And then the Zed kind of comes in, but I mean, he can't really do anything there like that. And at this point, they all just die. Now, Shaco is still split pushing because he doesn't have a choice at this point. He's like caught out here. If he tries to come back to us, he's not going to get it, and he's going to die. So Shaco finally gets one tower. So at this point, we've traded one tower for everyone on their team except for the Shaco dying, and people start to back. A couple people, well, actually, pretty much all of us realized immediately this is not necessary. So good, this was good decisive action by everyone on our team. I even typed it in chat just to make sure everyone knew. A couple people canceled their recalls, and Fizz himself says, you guys keep going, I got this. He knows that he on his own can take the Shaco. More people showing up are not actually going to do anything. So good decisive action. And so they cancel, and then we start taking a tower. At this point, we're 1 tower for 1, and we've almost aced them. Fizz is backing. He can go deal with the situation here. So Shaco's not going to get really anything beyond this. So this tower is going to die in a second. Fizz is going to jump in. Spoiler alert, he's going to kill the Shaco. That is a complete ace. We've lost 1. 2 towers for 2 so far. And we've just taken the inhibitor as well. So inhibitor down. I believe we also take a tower after this. So that becomes 3 towers to 2 towers to an ace. And I think we get 1 more exit kill, and I think someone on our team dies, something like that. But, I mean, spoilers, we win this game way later down the line. But it was basically at this moment that the whole game became blown completely wide open. Like, we took a commanding lead at that point, whereas before it was like it was fairly close, and it was kind of, I couldn't have been certain who was going to win. But what happened there is, yeah, an ill-advised split push, which in theory could have worked, but I was paying attention basically, and I had a gap closing champion. So there you have it. That's why I'm not one of the reasons why I'm not the biggest fan of split pushing in the world is just if there's someone with sort of a keen eye on the enemy team, they will take advantage of you and they will really, really punish you. And it was just that one play that basically sealed the deal for us. Anyway. I don't really have too much else to say on split pushing for now. Like I said, I've covered other videos where I talk about its other weaknesses, but I think this highlighted sort of the problem with it fairly clearly. So yeah, split push wisely, and maybe one day I'll actually talk about a video, or I'll talk about, or make a video where I'm talking about how to split push properly, as opposed to just talking about why split pushing ends up not working a lot. But maybe that's the thing for the future. Anyway, hope you guys find this informative and entertaining. And I'm sure there'll be a discussion about split pushing in the comments below. So have at it, guys. I'll see you around.